Hello folks, I hope that you're having just a great day today. Today we're going to take a look at another short story in the Solomon Kane collection that I've been reviewing for you by Robert E. Howard. And today we're taking a look at The Blue Flame of Vengeance, which is almost 50 pages long. In my collection, I actually divided it and split it up among a couple of days. It took you probably about an hour and a half to read it in these oversized pages that are by there. Now it's not super long to read because a lot of these things do have pieces of art in them that kind of will shorten the story, and you might have a full 1 or 2 full pages of art in most of these short stories. Like for example, this one has a full page of art, but on the back side there's nothing. So as you can see here, so there's nothing being caught in there. But I do enjoy this collection and the short stories in here. Now I'm only reviewing the ones that have been published. I'm not reviewing story fragments or poems, or just the short stories that are in here. But we'll take a look at our short story. Now this short story was published posthumously. It was not published during Robert E. Howard's lifetime. It was published in the 50s in a collection called Red Shadows that collects a lot of his published and a few of his unpublished short stories. Now, I'm not 100% sure as to why it wasn't published during his life, but I think it's because of a narrative choice that he makes that I think strengthens the story, doesn't weaken it. What is this narrative choice that you asked me about? Our main character isn't Solomon Kane. Our main character actually just interacts with Solomon Kane, and so we get a chance to get a view of what Solomon Kane looks like to the rest of the world. And I think Robert Howard does a great job in doing that, because it really gives you an opportunity to get a feel for how other people interact with and view Solomon Kane. This is something he does in one of his epic and considered by many fans to be one of the best Conan short stories, Red Nails, where a lot of the short story, it's actually longer, it's almost novella length, is being told by the point of view of Valeria. So you'll get a chance to see Conan through Valeria's eyes, rather than seeing Valeria through Conan's, which I like. And it gives you, again, an opportunity to really sort of get a real feel for how Robert Howard's heroes are interacting with the world around them. And that will happen here too. You're going to open up with a scene in a duel. It's going to be happening between 2 people. One of them, a younger one, will have wounded the other one, who's a nobleman who's been knighted. And the knighted one, the sir, has been wounded on his arm after a couple of paragraphs. And there's a magistrate there who says that he's been wounded and that the duel is now over and he's lost. And the nobleman, and this older nobleman says, absolutely not. This is only going to be resolved by his death. It's just a scratch. It doesn't count. This is going to be only his death. And then the younger person who has challenged him is also saying, yes, this is a battle to the death too. The insults that he did against my intended wife and other people can only be solved by his death or mine. And so they both want to continue the duel. The magistrate, who also has some soldiers with him, says absolutely not, this duel is over with, and the younger person has won and awards him the winner. And so he breaks up the duel and then sends them off. And obviously, because they both wanted to end the duel, this is going to be a key sort of moment for the short story and in the movements of our people. Now we're going to follow the younger person who challenged him, whose woman was insulted heavily. We'll find out more and more about the person, the older knighted nobleman. You'll find out he's not a nice guy at all. He has a reputation on an island. He has a reputation as not being a nice person in any way, shape, or form. But you're going to encounter near the end of the first part, and this book is divided into a few parts. You're going to actually encounter Solomon Kane through the eyes of this person who's on this island. And Solomon Kane basically sees our protagonist as a sort of common opportunity because they're both chasing what he calls the blue flame of vengeance. And that it steals you and keeps you strong. And it's how we win against these evil people. Now we have this sort of holy blue flame of vengeance, which is where the story title comes from. Comes from a quote by Solomon Kane to our protagonist near the end of the first sort of section of this short story. So I'll go ahead and leave it to you there. But what's going to happen in this short story, what's going to end up happening with our bad guy, other folks that are going to be introduced that are also bad guys too, they're sort of henchmen of our bad guy. So that way they'll also be introduced. And Solomon Kane and our person will obviously ultimately team up to take them out. So it's going to be a lot of fun for you. And again, I enjoy the alternate point of view that this is not from a Solomon Kane short story, but a short story of somebody who will team up with Solomon Kane. So you'll see Solomon Kane through somebody else's eyes, which I like a lot in this short story. I give it a strong, almost, I think it's a 9 out of 10. I think it's never going to keep you bored. It's got a lot of pacing going on. I like the alternate things. I think it's better than some of the other Solomon Kane short stories that we've already reviewed for you, so I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. I think it's very, very well done by Robert E. Howard. And it's one of the best ones in this collection, so I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 for you. But there you are. Have you read it? What did you think of it? Did you agree or disagree with anything that I've talked about in this my review of this short story for you? I'd be more than happy to engage with it further in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please feel encouraged to hit that subscribe button because there's going to be a lot more of these to follow. And finally, hey, I just want to thank you for taking some time out of your day and watching my video. We all have so many things happening in our lives, right? And we're being pulled in so many different directions. So the fact that you spent this time with me is incredibly humbling, and I appreciate it. So thanks again, and have a great day.